I just noticed, Dan,
Hello.
those credits that go through. It
Yeah.
says Wolfman Dan and your Dogman Dan.
I know. I've got a dog man down. No.
Oh,
Whoa. We've got 3 in the chat. We had 4 a bit ago. Then 2 went, and then we're down to 2, and now we're back up to 3. I don't know if this is a win or a lose. We'll take it as a win. Hi, you, Annette. I hope you're all doing well out there. I hope you're doing well, Annette.
hi,
Good to see
Nettie.
you. We were going to have a guest speaker, Tony Stackedwell, on tonight, but unfortunately, he's just got off the bus from his sellout tour of Rotherham Working Men's Club, where he got beaten up, and he's now nursing his injuries. He's now nursing. Hi, Rita. He's now nursing his injuries, and he will be back as soon as he's finished speaking to the triage nurse. So we'll have to wait to see. Hi, Eric. Hiya.
Aren't you blowing Eric a kiss? Because he is your bromance
I'll blow
boyfriend.
everybody a kiss. Blow everybody a kiss.
Oh, he's such a tart.
So yes, he's fresh back from his sellout tour of Rotherham Working Men's Club, where he got good hiding for being rather effeminate, apparently. So yes, apparently he mixed up his spirits and unfortunately gave a wrong reading to a very, very hunky looking miner who gave him a good hiding. So he's back next week, hopefully. But yeah, he's at the minute nursing some injuries.
John,
so how are you, Viv?
I'm trying to get the cat not to sniff the light bulb because he's got a fascination with that bloody
Why
thing.
do they do? Animals do that, don't they?
Well, he singes his bloody whiskers.
Should have called him Singeing.
Singeing. Well, no.
That's his public school name.
Well, his Indian name, because he's Bengali.
Yes.
Got spots and stripes, really, honestly.
He has.
Decided he's Bengali. So his Indian name is John Vinder Singh. Puss.
John Vinder Singh.
John Vinder Singh.
John Vindaloo.
John Vindaloo.
John Vindaloo.
Go and sit over there, John.
He's a bit partial to curry, isn't he? That cat.
This cat eats anything. It eats crisps, chilies,
plants.
Curry, plants,
grass that you've grown on the windowsill.
I even caught him licking the floor tonight. This cat is such a chav.
Bless him. Licking the floor, right? He's definitely rides on the short bus, as they say.
Does. John. Oh no, don't sniff that light bulb. Go away. Well, I am going to have to kick him off because he's getting too
he's
much
all right. He's not doing any harm, is he? Leave him alone. He's sweet. Right. Where's my girl, Sophie? Is she there somewhere? Is she with her dad at the minute?
She's downstairs by the front door.
Really? She won't leave her dad alone, will she?
Well, he's gone out because it's a birthday today. It's the daughter-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday, Tori.
Oh, happy birthday, Tori. Hope you had a great one. Hope you had a really, really nice one.
Did
you get out today? Did you get out?
What do you mean?
Did you get out for the birthday tea or lunch?
No. I've been at work all day.
Oh, no.
Came back. So I've sent Andy over to Tori's and we're taking her out on Saturday for her birthday.
You do realise you owe that girl one now, don't you?
For what?
For her birthday.
Yeah, we're going to the Jurassic Cafe.
You owe it. You owe her one.
She wanted to meet the dinosaurs because they're all real,
Well, they were at one point, I guess, weren't they?
No, they are real. They
dinosaurs. Are real. Don't shatter the illusion for the girl. She's enjoying it. Let her enjoy it.
Yeah, so we're going out Saturday, lunch and shopping.
Very nice. I'm not the shop. I could do the lunch, but not the shopping. I hate shopping.
Shopping with Tori is hilarious. It's hilarious.
She does. She likes shopping, does she?
Not really.
Oh, really? For a young woman, that's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah,
I suppose stereotyping. They're not all women are like that, are they? There's a lot.
Do you know, she'd be so funny out on a ghost hunt because she doesn't suffer fools gladly.
No, she doesn't. No.
She'd call them all out. It'd be funny.
She'd be effing and blinded ghosts into the ether.
Oh, she
Tell
would.
them what she thinks of them.
That's the thing is because she's what I would call typical Essex.
She's lovely. She's lovely.
So can you imagine her doing an EVP? It would be hilarious. All right. If there's any ghosts, right, you better come out here and speak to me and stop dogging me out, right? funny.
That's the thing with her, though, isn't it? What you see is what you get. There's no sort of hidden agendas or any, secret panels. It's just what you get is what you see is what you get, which is nice.
But wouldn't it be funny if you got someone like Tory talking like that, calling out to ghosts, and you got a response and they responded in an Essex voice?
Do you know,
all right, my love, I am here.
The thing is, she might very well have success with that because obviously she'd be talking
Yeah.
to him on the same level that she talks to everybody else.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't be like, "Do you know you're dead?
No.
How many are you? What year is it? All that sort of stuff."
Hi, Bill.
Is Bill there? Where's Bill? I didn't see Bill. Where's Bill?
Bill's in the house.
Bill, are you, Bill? Hope
Bill's
you're doing well, my friend.
Mr. Mould's in the house.
Hiya, Paul. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
If you go by Christian beliefs, dinos never existed.
See, they did because the Flintstones. Yabba dabba doo, yabba dabba doo, Barney. They used to use them as cranes and everything, didn't they? Hiya, Stephen. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. So it's been a.
I'm not getting the feeds through here. Never mind. You.
Why not seeing it?
Don't know. Some of them are. I've got Annette and I've got Rita and Eric, and that's it. I've got no more coming in for me.
Unless they're coming through YouTube.
Ah, right. There you go. The Flintmobile. I've got a car like that. It's a great big hole in the bottom of it where you push your feet through.
Oh my God.
It's called a death trap.
What are we going to talk about tonight?
Yes, go on, Viv. Sorry.
What do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I thought we might talk about monsters.
Oh, I know a few monsters.
Monsters. Well, do you know what? It's not really a term I like, to be honest.
It's quite a general term, though, isn't it?
Yeah, monster? It's not a very nice way of describing something that we don't know what it is. Everything if we're unsure of something, or we're not got a full book of knowledge on it, then everything's considered a monster, isn't it? When that might not be the case at all. They're leading their own lives, doing their own thing, and does everyone like to stop in? So I've been looking at a few things. Yeah, me as well, Bill. I've been called that a few times. I've been looking at a few things, and there seems to be quite an upturn in activity from certain cryptids like Bigfoot, and believe it or not, Dogman.
Bill is not a monster. He is a little darling. He's an angel.
Bill's a nice man.
He's an angel.
He's an angel, Bill. I think you might be right there, Eric.
Oh God!
So there's these things. There's this massive upturn. What seems to be rather large upturn in cryptid activity, especially in LBL, the land between the lakes in America.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. When you're going to get a lot of cryptid activity, it seems to be from the States, doesn't it? Because that vast expansive territory they got.
Yeah, but why?
I always subscribe to that.
But why are they not? Why? Because I know you get cryptids in Thailand, you get cryptids in Asia, you get cryptids right across the world, and you do get quite a lot in places like Thailand. And I read and heard about these cryptids in all places, India.
Well, you got were-tigers in India, haven't you?
I know, but why are they not singing it from the rafters like the Americans do? They seem to keep a bit of a lid on things. Is it because they know something more?
Or is it because it's generally, the populace is generally poor and they've got a lot more to worry about than cryptids? Like trying to keep their families afloat and keep themselves healthy as much as they can and earn a living and put food on the table. I would think cryptids would come up pretty low on your list of to-dos if that were the case. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I mean, well, the thing is, people have always said that, we've got a Bigfoot organisation over here, believe it or not, because we've had quite a few sightings over here, and particularly in the last 2 or 3 years, it seems to have got more and more, even to the point where we're getting sort of sightings of dogmen over here. I mean, not even a mile away from where I live, there was one.
We do live in the Shire. You're Hertfordshire. I'm Cambridgeshire. We are just hobbits.
This is true. It's just a bad hobbit I picked up. but it's true. They probably do. But I think the thing is, to be honest with you, I'm very much now subscribing to this. Okay, we've got enough, we've got quite a bit of land, we've got a sustainable amount of sort of fauna and flora, that they can live off of. There's enough food there for them. There's enough fresh
Yeah.
water there for them. But land mass, even though we've got enough big, quite a chunky amount of land mass, it's nothing compared to sort of America or Russia or
No.
a lot of these places. It's minuscule really compared to America. But saying that, there's still enough here for them to sort of exist or coexist in. And I'm beginning to think or begin to wonder, is it a case of, which I've done for a long while now, that they're more multidimensional than they actually are sort of this world, that they're
Well,
coming in and out?
Bill's just said something quite poignant. He said they're brought up with the knowledge of cryptids in Asia due to respect. Do you think that places like the more westernized countries are lacking in respect and everything's about the dollar? If I put this out there or make a big thing of it, I'll make money out of it. Whereas in places like Asia and those countries that are lacking, even if they were to do that, they're not going to make any money from it. The
No,
world's not
and I
going to
think
listen to them. No.
the thing you got with the West as well is that a lot of people choose that it's a massive populace, but the vast majority of the populace, I mean by the vast majority, 99% of it, tends to live in urban areas where the chances of coming across a cryptid, even though that has happened, is kind
Yeah.
of remote compared to being out in. Nobody knows what goes out in the wilderness, what goes on in the wilderness, because
Didn't
most people aren't there to see it.
didn't they have a case? Oh God, I remember when I was doing some research last year for you. I found there was a cryptid that was going into in India, of all places,
Oh
was
yeah, you were saying.
going into their houses and stealing the children. And it was quite bad. Like they were being seen. There was quite a few families that saw it, and they had the police over there talking about it and giving interviews and stuff. So,
And then you organised the interview, didn't you, with the Sasquatch, the Bigfoot team that where it was taking villages and eating them.
oh, the Alaskan killer Bigfoot in
The Alaskan
Alaska.
killer Bigfoot, and they were
Yes.
like native population, weren't they? And they had to move, didn't they, because it got
Yeah.
so bad by being predated by this Bigfoot or family of Bigfoots that their number was dropping dramatically. It was a case of we can't, and their whole life and existence have been based there for 1,000 years or more. But then it got to the point of we can't stay here any longer. We're going to have to up
Yeah,
and move.
yeah, but Dan, look how human beings, man, us, look how we treat anything new. We want to kill it.
Yes,
That is a
yes.
big issue. So, like my cat is as much as soft and lovely as he is. If I started mistreating him, he'd be vicious and he'd want to rip my throat out and nasty to me. Any animal, even us.
But that's the
But
problem,
why do
isn't
we
it?
want to kill everything?
But that's the problem. I think that there's been a huge upturn, and also coincidentally, there seems to be this huge upturn in activity, cryptid-wise, with a big upturn in ufology and UAPs.
Oh,
Now, there
yeah,
seems to be a big upturn in that. I've got my own thoughts on a lot of that. I think a lot of it is just smoke and mirrors from governments.
yeah.
But, it seems quite odd and quite weird that it's all sort of come forward at once. Like, as soon as you have an activity with UFOs or UAPs, then you start to have more activity with cryptids. And it
Yeah.
does make me wonder what's the truth here, what's going on here. I don't know. It's odd. Yeah, and so does the closest thing to us, which is a chimp. They closest thing to us genetically, and they go around killing everything.
I don't think it's a case of us encroaching on their land, so to speak. I don't think that is because the land on this world is so vast. We still have places that have not even been explored yet. I mean, God forbid, there's that island. There's that island. I can't remember where it is, but when no one is allowed to visit it, it's just totally secluded with natives, and no one can go on there now because it's been like that since whenever. And I think if anyone outside of that
They've killed
island
them,
went to
haven't
this,
they?
they would kill them. So it's a no-go zone now. But there are like certain other places that man has not been before. We're always discovering new species of insects and other animals, and it's not just the evolution thing. There's just so much out there, and I think the cryptids, they've always been there. I mean, if you go way back and look at the ancient Native American drawings, they were drawing Bigfoot and other cryptids. You know, they were
Giants, yeah.
the giants, the Nephilim that we spoke
We
about
talk about the
before.
Nephilim, yeah, which I think maybe where Bigfoot has come from as a derivative of that.
Exactly. Yeah. Or maybe Bigfoot is the Nephilim,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
But I
and
think the problem is as well, Viv, is that you see it. The thing that the thing that's kind of flagged up to me recently is they're going, "Oh yeah, we saw this thing in the sky. Did you? Yeah. So what did you do? Well, we shot it down.
yeah,
Well, why'd you do that? Why did you shoot it down? And the thing, well, it could be, yeah, but you don't know, do you? And the thing is, the thing that really annoys me is that if there are beings from interplanetary, interdimensional beings, if they're coming across on that technology and we're pissing them off, you don't know what you're going to do you? You don't know what hell you're going to unleash on yourself. But apart from that, morally, why are you shooting at things?
yeah,
Why are your first action to missile it or send a couple of planes up to take it down? What are you doing? Just leave it. If it's not actually interfering, leave it. You
yeah.
know, they've already
Do you know what,
admitted that
Dan?
it's not come from Russia, China, or the United States. So where is it coming from?
Do you know what, Dan? You mentioned Dogman, about the increase in Dogman. Are they just making a comeback? Because if you go back, think back now, Victorian era and beyond in England, and I'm going to talk about London, right? There were sightings of werewolves that people reported. There were a couple that were fake because it was to cover up murders, but there were people that did report on sightings of a dog type creature that stood up and they called it werewolf. And there's been stories written about them. I don't think that that is just a story made up just to get people to read books. I think there is some truth in it because come back forward now to modern day, there are so many more sightings of this dog-like type creature. There has to be something in it. If you go back in our history books, England's history books, I'm not talking about America or anywhere else now, England's history books, there's always been some written text somewhere about this dog-like creature. And I bring it as well with the Bigfoot, Norfolk. There are people talk and there's tales about the woodwoe. You
Yeah,
know what the woodwoe is? It's the
yeah,
man of the forest, a hairy
hairy
man of
man,
the
yeah,
forest. I mean, he's looks slightly different, because he's got twigs, branches, even plants growing in him. And there's a similarity, dare I say it, to the Green Man.
absolutely there is, absolutely there is,
Is that
there
just a
is.
coincidence? Am I just throwing it out there because
No,
I'm away
I
with the
think what's
fairies?
happened is we've lost that connection and we've lost that oral history. So we've
Yeah,
lost the identity of what these things truly are. I mean, even in the Bible, things like like a dog man or a wolf man, and things like in the Book of Enoch.
yeah,
Bigfoot. These giant animals are mentioned. These giant men and these giants. I mean, I think there was a village somewhere in North America. I don't know if it was it Michigan. It might have been Michigan or somewhere like that. And they dug up a load of giant bones of giants.
wow.
And what did they do? Before anything, they moved them and they said, no, we didn't. No, we didn't find anything here.
Yeah,
Clearly, they
covered it up.
did.
They were finding these very large skeletons
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
over the place, and they were covering it up.
Which
Why?
is a connection to David and Goliath.
Oh, I've lost my camera.
Oh
Dan,
dear, camera's
talk
gone down.
talk to yourself for a minute. I'm just gonna redo this.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
be
no
back.
problem.
I'll be
Yeah, so
back in a
that's
sec.
Werewolf for London. Good film, that. Yeah, I, I don't know. I have no idea. One thing I think. I mean, obviously, like spending time in the early hours of the morning, traveling around, coming back from investigations. And that I've noticed in the last couple of years that I've seen some things in the early hours that are quite odd in their self. Like, for example, I saw one guy who was completely naked. This is at 3 a.m, freezing cold. And he looked at me and I looked at him. I drove past him. It was the weirdest, not because he was naked, but he just gave off this, I don't know, he gave off this essence of something that wasn't quite right. And I was saying, Viv, coming back at early hours of the morning from investigations, I've noticed the upturn in activity and things that even what you would call ghost activity or spiritual activity, there just seems to be a big upturn in it, you know? It's almost like we're on the cusp of something that's going to give.
Did you see? He
Hi,
was in the house.
Chantel.
Hello, Chantel. In the house.
Chantel.
He's got a sore throat, so he can't sing. He can't sing. He's got a throat.
No, I would do, but sore throat.
Shape changes.
Yeah, it could be. It could be all those things, you know. I mean, we call things dogman, but are they really werewolves? I mean, who knows? And who knows the difference between what a werewolf is and what? It's only supposition. Hiya, Robert.
Hello, Rab.
Hope you're doing well, buddy.
I hope you're not bogging.
It's only supposition.
I'm learning Scottish. Do you know Scottish words, Dan?
No. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, Native Americans.
Yeah.
I've always talked about cryptids. Didn't some of them say that they came and took the women and had babies together or something? Or they
that
took
was the
Nephilim,
wasn't it? The Nephilim was the fallen angels or the angels that bred the females.
I mean maybe. The actual Bigfoot of today.
I know, surprisingly, that there are native tribes out there that have had not so good run-ins with things like Bigfoots. You know, we always get the idea in our head that, it's this wonderful thing, which it probably is. But to prove a point, there are native tribes out there that have had not so good experiences with them. It would be a pinch as well.
Gunham.
Gunhim.
Gunhim.
That's Geordie, isn't it?
Gunhim.
Ah, Gunhim, like.
Gunhim, like.
Divanan. I used to work with a load of Geordies. Divanan, man. We're here. How are you, man?
How are you, with ya?
How are you, man? The angels did, yeah. Yes, Terry, there's meant to be a dog man, apparently. Not far from us, mate.
We're going to go look for it.
At all. We are.
And we're going to call it, well, people are going to take it the wrong way, but we're going to call it going dogging.
We are.
You have to tell Hazel, what do you mean when you're going dogging?
I'm going to bring that. What's the, is it the Mexican fella, Caesar, the dog whisperer bloke?
No, Jupiter. Something Jupiter. No.
Is it? I thought a little Mexican. Is he a Mexican fella?
I don't know. But he's got a funny moustache, isn't he? And things.
He might have. I can't remember. He's very good dog handler.
He's bringing with us.
That's it. Get him some. Yeah. Do you know what? It's a valid point, Stephen. It's a valid point. Yeah, it seems to be around about that time. Yeah, good call. Seems to be around about that time.
Known as the W. What do you mean? WANKER? That W word. What? What's the W word?
They don't mention it, do they?
What's that? What word do they not mention? You got to mention it, Dan. You're not a Native American.
No, I know, but if they're not going to mention it, I'm going to take a heed and not mention it myself.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Wolf wondering.
Hey,
Wolf wondering.
Hey, Terry, do you want to come out dogging with me and Dan?
50 of us to go in. Oh, he's Latino. I didn't realise that. Oh, I thought he was a Mexican. Cesar Milan, that's the fella. That's the man. Thank you, Eric. I didn't read yet. Cesar Milan, that's the man. Wind. Yeah, there you go. We don't say that name.
Wind.
There's a name that
Oh,
Yeah, no,
not Skinwalker.
no, no,
Walkers.
no. I'll tell you later.
Tell me off air. Yeah.
uh,
It's where people couldn't get to the hairdressers or the barbers. And they grew all this extra hair all over the place. They got mistaken for cryptids.
straight up the police station. I just saw this Wolfman on a rally bike.
Yeah.
10 gear it was. Bastard nearly knocked me over.
Ding.
Yeah.
Oh, go. Winnebago.
Yeah,
They
that.
say
Yeah, yeah.
Winnebago.
It's similar.
We'll talk about it off air, Dan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very. Another thing that's come to light as well. A few people said he nicked my bike, pushed me over and nicked my bike. I could see I'd write a book about it. Bigfoot nicked my bike.
And left me on my own to walk home.
I saw him on the corner selling drugs and then nicked my bike.
This is something I want to ask you. I saw online, and you're not supposed to believe everything you see online because some of it could be made up. But here's a thought. Online, I saw these patches in wooded areas where they'd cleared the trees and they were growing these huge marijuana plants all over the place. Druggies paradise, I'd call it, okay? And it's so remote that they were sending military and helicopters to find these places, send the military in and then burn them. So cryptids had been involved in the mix here where they had been seen, yada, yada, yada. But here's my question. Do you reckon the cryptid, yeah. I mean, why not? I mean,
it's only medicinal, isn't it, to them?
Do you think it would affect them in the same way, or
imagine seeing a Bigfoot sitting down by a river, looking at his hands?
Yeah, hi man,
drugged out of his fingers.
Yeah, but some of them are really docile. Had they come across anything like that? I know in some places in America it's legal now anyway, but they've come across places like that and they've had a good time making a nest, having a bit of whatever, and some of them seem really chilled.
Maybe there's enough drugs growing in the forest and woods, isn't there? To be honest. But one thing that's come up to light as well is that a lot of people now pointed out that when they've seen them, these cryptids seem to be very wet. So I'm wondering if they've come out of bodies of water, and that's why we're not necessarily finding them.
Or they've gone through the change, got the sweats on.
They've got the sweats on, yeah. Or they've got the munchies because they've got no drugs left. And
I've got one at home. He's called Andy. He's a hairy man. Are you trying to Windago?
That's the one.
Windago.
You know. There you go.
Well done, Bill. Oh, I know what that is. Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Now you've spelt it. I'm going to write that word down.
The Native Americans don't use it, and I think if they're not going to use it, there's no way I'm going to use it either.
I'm going to ask Cliff Barrackman if he uses that word.
He's a scientist, and he probably doesn't care, does he?
What's it called?
There it is.
Yeah, I've just written it down. Because
they are meant to be particularly nasty to the point where if you make contact with one, it will follow you until you're finished.
Oh my God, so funny. What? A Bigfoot that's stoned?
Yes.
I'd love to meet a stoned Bigfoot.
Yeah, I read a bit of some information on over. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Wouldn't you like to get a nice big cuddle from a huge Bigfoot? Those big hairy arms just like giving
you a stink, though, aren't they? Really bad.
Yeah, but if they smell of drugs, that horrible pissy smell.
I would go and cuddle it, but then try and light it. Then go.
But don't they just give up that horrible, nasty smell, a bit like a skunk when they're threatened?
Well, somebody's see again. I've done a deep dive recently, and a lot of people are saying that the smell that accompanies them and these dog men is like putrid, rotting flesh, urine, feces, and just garbage, rubbish. And it's really meant to be really intensely bad. I, I,
I have to make sure I've got a
I mean, I
cold and
don't.
can't smell anything.
Yeah, you do the skunk ape. Yeah, you do have the skunk ape. Yeah, exactly.
Are they called the skunk ape because they shoot that liquid at you that stinks?
They do stink, apparently. Fifth just like the big area man.
They got to be tall.
Got to be tall.
They got to be tall. They got to be tall. We've already established you like big hairy men. Well, see, I've always thought, right, that when I was younger, I was always fascinated with the Yeti and the abominable snowman. And I always said that one day I will go to the Himalayas, find one, and we will just sit down and do tea. Like when I say do tea, have a cup of tea, with the porcelain china. And in his case, it would
You
have to
need
be a
him a
big
bucket.
bucket, yeah. And just make him a cup of tea and sit down with him and not even talk, just drink tea together. Just share something together and just have that moment where we're face to face doing something quite pleasant and then just going on our own merry way. I'm not interested in got to get it on camera, got to take a photo, got to have a sit. I don't care. We'll just have a nice cup of tea and just share that like magical moment together. I think that's got to be something, isn't it?
I'd rather you than me.
Do you not have a cup of tea with a Bigfoot?
No, I
I
wouldn't go
would.
near it.
I
I'd love to
would.
look at one from afar.
Would you
I
not
think
go
that'd be.
near it and have a cup of tea
No,
and
I wouldn't go near a Bigfoot. No way.
come in round here? Oh no, I would.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, Bill, they done dog men apparently. They smell of sulphur.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Eggy farts.
yeah, which is quite.
That's like most dogs.
Yeah, eggy fart me, eggy fart. Smell of eggy fart. It's my natural odour.
So if you
I
went
call
out
it
looking for,
Odie shit, I call it.
so if you went out looking for dog man, you'd have to have a bone or something you could throw it in case it was aggressive, so it'd chase the bone and leave you alone while
You
you
would
were
have
waiting
to,
for
wouldn't
him.
you? You would have to. Dog.
Imagine
I
it.
always thought a dog whistle, if it tried to attack you and you blew,
Would it make them mad?
would it call it? It causes it. Another thing I'd like to try as well, which is I think is quite good. If you go out there to somewhere where they are, take some iron chains with you. Because if
No.
they are no, because if they are negative and they are meant to be a cross between fallen angels and offspring of human or what have you, iron is meant to be
Yeah,
negative to them.
but would they see that as a threat though if you turn up with iron chains?
Well, if you hit them with one, there's not a lot they could do because the power of the iron apparently is by far stronger. What's that? Bigfoot.
Now what you do is
You can see Bigfoot trying to scrape his way out of the cave and Viv pulling him back in.
no, you'd get your long bit of wood and you just knock it on a tree. That means tea's ready.
I noticed there have been a lot of interactions that people have had that are coming to the fore now, particularly like LBL in the land between the lakes, where a lot of the actual there's become confrontations. There's become an awful lot of problems between these cryptids, particularly things like the Dogman and people.
Do you know what I'd play in the background? If I had to put an ambient music playing, I'd get it on my phone so you could listen. This geezer.
There you go.
I'd play a
Viv, what
Madman.
was that CD you bought? You got it from the Bigfoot Centre. What was it?
It's up here. It's up here. Hang on.
Now I don't know if you've heard this, guys. Viv brought this back from the States when she was out there. She brought it back from the Bigfoot Centre in Boring, didn't you? When you were out visiting young William. And you played it, didn't you? And I heard it again. It's it's supposedly or allegedly Bigfoot communicating with each other, so they're talking
It's
to each other.
it's the
It's
Sierra
sad.
Sounds. Sierra Sounds.
It's Sierra Sounds. It's really sad and somber, isn't it?
It
Like
is. When you
beautiful,
listen to the whole
beautiful.
thing,
It's beautiful, really.
it's an amazing thing. I'll have to copy this and give you a copy, Dan.
It's really beautiful. The sound and you can almost pick out the conversation, can't you?
It sounds human. It's like two
Yeah,
people chattering together and they
yeah,
sound human.
yeah. And it
It's
kind of makes you
just
feel. It
unreal.
kind of pulls on your heartstrings because it makes you feel a little bit sorry for them, doesn't it?
Yeah. Carry a box of milk bone treats with you. No, me and my Bigfoot are going to have Earl Grey and a
Deodorant.
orange deodorant.
Remember, it has to be Odie shit, and that.
Yeah. Adamant.
Indeed, Adamant.
Yeah. Yakety sax. Yakety sax. I like listening
Yeah,
to whale song.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Mating calls. No, these Sierra Sounds are. It's not just Bigfoot going woo. It's nothing like that you
No,
see on TV. If you actually listen to it, there's lots of clicks and sounds, and it's like they're talking. It sounds almost human. It's just the most amazing thing that I have ever heard. Um, yeah, it is amazing. And I wonder
it's
if
beautiful.
anyone's ever, when they hear this woo noise, that sounds quite doggish, like dogmanish, doesn't it? It's the sort of noise that a dogman would make. So, that film Alien versus Predator,
Yeah, I love it.
could that have been based on a true story where you have Bigfoot and they're hunting the dogman?
Do you know
Because you've
what? The
got
one thing
the
that I take from
cloaking
that,
things in there.
that's what I'm on about. The one thing I take from those films, this was pre any of the big hype with Dogmen and Bigfoot. You saw this cloaking thing that these predators had, and it's
Yeah.
exactly to a T from the way that they're describing Dogmen and that. And I saw a video of a guy who was doing a ghost hunt. I think it was in India. I think it was in India. It was in India. And this
Oh,
guy was
excuse
out.
me.
He was,
Yes,
yeah. And
please.
I'll tell you
Yes,
what, the
please.
weird thing is he went to this house, Viv, that was in like a bit of a rainy forest area. Beautiful.
Mm.
But the guy died there and he went back and he was doing setting some kit up and he was doing a lone vigil. And then he put a REM pod by the door and this bloody REM pod went off. And he never mentioned this, and it was pointed out by the guy that was analysing the film after. Behind him, you saw this like a human shape, but it was like glimmering.
Yeah, I've
So it
seen
was like
that.
a set of mirrors, and you could see it walk behind him. He didn't see it, and he didn't mention it, so it wasn't like he pointed it out. But this guy caught it and went, "What's that? What's this behind you?" And it was like, oh, "I didn't see that." And it does make me think: are we dealing with spirits a lot of the time, or are we dealing with these unknown energies?
Yeah. It's a bit like, when when you get a really hot summer's day and you get that heat shimmer. You've seen it, Dan. You have
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a bit like that, but you've got the defined shape and outline of a thing or a person.
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly what it was. This guy in India caught it was right behind him, and it was like it
Yeah.
was when you saw it because he was on his own at early hours of the morning, nobody out there, middle of nowhere in this sort of rainforest area. It was beautiful, but it was creepy as crap.
Dan, I hate to tell you this. I have seen that shimmer outline, but it was a bit more beautiful than that because it had sparkly flashes in it as well. Okay. In this house more than once. And the room that you sleep in.
That's all right. I don't mind.
You come running out of there screaming. I know you've seen something.
I said the thing is, it's fine though, isn't it? It's wait, we're trying for a date.
I'm married. Net's free. Nettie's single.
Nettie'd love that, wouldn't she? Bigfoot's huge tree banging also. Yeah.
It's a twilight vampire. We call that monkey
Oh, I
dance.
didn't know that.
Do
That's
you
a
know
good
what?
name for it.
Do you know what? Norman Farhey,
God bless
God
him.
rest his soul, he used to say to me, Viviano, monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey do.
And I wonder if he's relating to this monkey dance.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey see, monkey do. I used to think he was calling me a monkey.
There you go, Eric. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, are these energies we're dealing with, are they spirits? A lot of them, or are they spiritual energy from something entirely different? Another thing that I've noticed as well, people have been saying that these things they believe come from the fourth dimension. So we're three-dimensional, we're three-dimension. And what the fourth dimension is said to be the spirit realm.
Right.
So through the spirit realm, they're ether. They still exist in what, how they exist. But they're not material. But then in this realm, we're not really material, are we? We're three-dimensional, but we're not. We're just an energy. So what they were saying is when they come through this realm, do they then take on the properties of us? Do they then become almost physical? Which is why people can hurt them in this realm. But then they can move back to the fourth dimension, which is the spiritual realm. So can they? Because there's also cases of people saying, well, I drove at this bloody thing. There's one example the other day I was watching and reading about, and they were saying, well, I drove at this wolf thing, looked like a werewolf, but as I got close to it, my car went through its back leg.
What?
But it went through it like it was not there. But you could still see it physically, but the car went through the back leg of it. So is it just come through and it's still got the essence of the fourth dimension on it? It's just so much. The more questions that come up, or the more you think you got an answer, the more questions come from it.
Makes you wonder, right? I know this is just bear with me with this. You're going to think I'm crazy.
Not really.
Matthew Hubbard. What's his name? Hubbard, the Church of Scientology.
Oh, yeah, Ron L. Hubbard.
Him. I've got one of his little books that was given to me in Circle when I was getting ready to do platform. And my Circle leader said, take that, read that, tell me what you think of it. And it was all about explaining the soul and how this is a spacesuit, but the real essence of us is this inside, this soul. He was likening it to this is the spacesuit and the soul inside. When we die, we'll go over, back to this alien foreign land, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I sat there and I thought, well, yeah, that's a good way of describing the soul. But is this the spacesuit that we've got on? But our real essence is the fourth dimension. That's what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is not real. This is not real. This is made up out of atoms, protons, the whole lot. And when you break it down, there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. And the best description I heard given was there was a guy was a heart surgeon, and he was operating on this guy, and he said, I went through his chest, then I got to his heart, then I went to the valve of the heart, and I went through the valve of the heart, and the deeper I got, he said, I was realizing that there was nothing there. And if you go deep enough, if you've got a telescope that's strong enough, or a microscope that's strong enough, you can get to the point where you see nothing, because this is nothing.
Do you remember what Norman told us when he died? When he died and he was gone for 15 minutes. Well, when he woke up on the trolley being wheeled to...
Yes.
So he said, because I asked him, what was it like? Did you go through a tunnel? Did you see bright lights? Did you have someone come and get you or bring you back or whatever? He said, no. He said there was nothing. It was just black. Nothing. He said, and I was wandering around in the darkness. There was nothing. Couldn't see that in front of my face, he said.
But he was still aware, wasn't he, cognitive, that he was somewhere.
Yes. And he said that I heard my sister's voice. I felt a tiny hand, put their hand in mine.
She died young, hadn't she?
Yeah, she said, "Come with me. It's not your time," and brought him back. That's when he woke up on the trolley. He'd been gone 15 minutes.
And said,
15 minutes.
if I remember rightly, what the F am I doing here?
No, he said to that bloke, didn't he? Who the fuck are you?
That's right.
The porter
That was
wheeling the trolley to the morgue. He was naked underneath the sheets, taking
the
him to the
guy who
morgue.
brought him in, didn't the paramedic who brought him in said I had to come and see you. When I've never seen a dead man talking before.
I just can you imagine that was me pushing that trolley, and he sat up, knowing that he'd been dead for a long time. Just take him to the freezer, you know. Somebody sat up, turned around, looked at me, and said, "Who the fuck are you?" I'd shit my pants. Seriously,
You would, wouldn't you? Though, to be fair.
literally.
Mind you, as you know, Uncle Norm, you'd have probably just whipped out an EMF thing and gone, well, hang on, let's check him for signs of life.
He did say, he said, "I jumped off the trolley, realised I was naked." He said, "I got that sheet that they had and wrapped it round me, and I was trying to walk down." He's had to hold on to the walls.
Well,
He said, "I
tag
was a
on his
bit
toe.
wobbly."
That was a car accident. Was that a car accident? It was,
It
wasn't
was,
it?
yeah. Yeah. It's funny.
But they revived him
thing.
about 2 or 3 times, didn't they? Because he died a couple of times, didn't he, on route to the hospital, and then that was it, wasn't it? They took him in DOA, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it was funny. Oh, I've got some good memories of that guy.
He was lovely. We miss him. Really miss him.
Sorry, I had to
got to sort the doggies out. Got to sort the doggies out, mate.
He's gone dogging.
He's getting little doggy men out.
I slip in the beach.
Yeah. That's a good question, Robert.
Do you know what, Dan? If you could go somewhere else when you're sleeping, where would you go?
If I could. Somebody said, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Tombstone.
Would you? Do you know where I'd go? I'd go around my mum's house. Go around my mum's house and just go and look and be nosy in all her drawers and cupboards, because she hides squirrel stuff away. She's very secretive, my mum. Just
Sparner.
Yeah.
I'd get a tombstone because I want to see if I can speak to the spirits there.
We might go there one day, Dan.
Oh, I'd love to go there. It's my go-to place, Tombstone. Tombstone and like Sierra Nevada or somewhere like where the Bigfoots are. Oregon, somewhere.
We're going to Oregon next year.
We are. We've got to do. I want to go to Boring as well. Which is
you are a bit boring.
I am very boring.
You'll be at home in Boring, Dan.
I'll be the mayor of Boring.
Mayor of Boring.
Mayor of Boring. I'm going to be like Boss Hogg. Get myself a white suit and a white cowboy hat.
You got to have a cigar.
A cigar. Yeah, Isaac Asimov. Do you know what? I read some of Isaac Asimov stuff. I really enjoy it.
You'll have to get a little dog called Flash.
Yeah.
I'll say, "Go get him, Flash. There's a Bigfoot over there in them there hills."
Don't listen to us here. You won't learn anything, mate.
No, seriously.
No, it's nice that you're there listening. Thank you. We appreciate that, Sarah.
Do you know what? Why isn't there sightings of... Is there sightings of Bigfoot in Wales?
There's sightings of Bigfoot in Kent recently, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was sightings of Bigfoot in Kent. Another thing I've noticed is what I've heard as well is the fact that there's this tearing sound like a can, like something going through a metal, and then they appear, and then it happens again, and they go missing, and then it happens again. Like, yeah,
if
exactly.
I hear that, if I sat in the woods and I heard that metal tearing sound, I'd be screaming, "You dirty bastard! Pull that zip back up, you dirty bastard! You want to do that over me? I don't think so, you dirty thing."
But Viv, think about it, right? Think about recently, all of these sounds that have been happening globally, well, I say all, quite a few, over the last couple of years, that sound like trumpets playing.
I've heard trumpets, yes.
And I've heard that. And it makes me wonder, is this a dimensional thing? Is this something... Because the world has changed awfully in the last few years. Like, you wouldn't recognise it, would you? And then, of course, you can go back to 2012 when people say... The
trumpets are the warnings, I think.
Jericho, wasn't it? The walls of Jericho. Angels played the trumpets as the walls come falling.
Yeah.
To blow the walls down. But, I mean, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? It's got a lot of spiritual context and it's got a lot of religious context, the things that are going on now. You know, it's very odd.
If our dreams are real, I'm due time.
What if this was the dream and our dreams were the reality?
I'd say, you paired me
Oh
with
yeah,
Dad.
that'd be a good one. That's haunted, isn't it? There's a guy out the front of that, Bill, that got
Chicken
shot
Ranch.
going there, and he died out the front of it. And he said to still go in. I think is it closed now, Bill? I think it's closed, isn't it? Unless they've opened it again.
What's this Chicken Ranch? That's not where Kunta Kinte was it?
No. It's the whorehouse.
Okay. Okay. Area 51 or the Vatican. Do you know what I heard? Just changing the subject.
What's the Basset Hounds?
Area 51 is not the place. It's another area. Is it 46 or something?
There's a few around there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Tucked out the way.
Yeah. Bonnie and
That
Clyde.
would be interesting, Sarah. That would be interesting.
Just heard the trumpets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really odd in that, isn't it? It's really.
I heard the trumpets last about 6 months before COVID really hit and we all went into lockdown. That was the last time I heard it. It's the Soup Dragon.
Clang. I've dropped a few clangers, Terry.
Can you make a noise like the Soup Dragon?
Ava the engine.
Oh, you gone Welsh again.
It's what's his name? I can't think of his name. Post. Oh, I can't think of his name.
Do Charlton and the Wheelies, you stupid dragon.
You stupid dragon! You drive me mad to have. Oh, little old lady. Oh, the lovely little old lady.
Oh, dear. Oh, it's funny. I don't think so. It's a legal whorehouse.
Yeah, no, this was legal, but the guy had gone there. He had some discrepancy he wanted to take out, and he went. I think he was drunk, and they shot him outside of it. Is that what it is, Bill? I knew there was something near it, because I think it's Area 49 that they've got the deconstructed, or they're back engineering the UFOs, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I think the Area 49 is the one that's got the more mysterious.
Wasn't that where Bob Lazar worked in Area 49? They drove him into Area 51 and they took him to Area 49, didn't they? And they had all these. They decompartmentalized it, so they gave a little bit of a project to each scientist, each physicist, and they could work on it individually, but they weren't allowed to discuss with each other.
No.
So they couldn't get the whole picture of what was going on.
Sarah wants to go to Chernobyl. Do you know Chernobyl, since what happened over in Ukraine and the Russians had been doing what they'd been doing, Chernobyl has become unstable again. And these
you can't go there anyway because apparently it's bad for your privates because if you get too close, Chernobyl will fall off.
For God's sake, Dan! You're terrible.
There's still that area that people live that's not. It's meant to be untouched. I know. Isn't it?
Hi, Von.
Hi, Von.
Tony's not with us tonight.
He's not.
You'll get cooties. When people say you get cooties, I always think of that black duck with the white flash there that goes like that when it swims. That's a cootie.
Yeah.
That's a cootie, isn't it? A coot or something.
So what cooties are? What do they call them? Do we call them love bites? Or is it a bug or something you get from a girl kissing girls? Or that? I can't remember. It's something like that, isn't it?
I just call them dirty.
Oh, is there one? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know there was one north of it. That's interesting. They've probably got little pockets out there, Bill, haven't they? The military. They've probably got them all over out there, haven't they? That's interesting. Yeah.
I won't get crabs. I'll get lobsters. Too rich for crabs. I love it.
Got cream for that.
What, lobsters?
Yeah, crabs.
I've got a red tattoo on my shoulder, and I was in San Francisco minding my own business. It was a really, really warm day, and I used to see this guy jogging in the morning. I'd go out next door, get my coffee, and I'd go back in my room. And this guy, as he jogged past me, he went, "Nice lobster." I thought, "Fucking lobster?
What is it?
It's a red scorpion." And he called it a lobster. I thought, "You cheeky so-and-so." Just some people, just no helping them.
You can't win with them.
I think I'm going to do my next. We need to go to the tattoo shop, Dan, and we need to get Bigfoot tattooed somewhere.
We should do it in America.
Do you trust them? They might mess it up.
No, they're good artists out there. A lot of good artists out there.
Do you reckon? Should we do it out there when we're out
there?
there?
Yeah, let's get it out there, done out there.
Get a Bigfoot put on there. Bigfoot forever.
That's a weird one, that Bill, isn't it? That Denver airport.
Oh,
very odd.
Aren't there murals supposed to be telling you something? New World Order and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's talking about the reduction in the human race population of the human race, and it's very, very New World Order. Gettysburg would be cool. The song would be cool. Gettysburg, somewhere I've always wanted to go as well.
Do you know where I'd like to go, Dan? And it's doable for me and you. The Battle of Waterloo.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be interesting. No,
it doesn't. It's a scorpion. It's not morphing into nothing.
Exactly, Bill. Exactly that.
We should ask Nat. Yes, Nat could do it for us.
Who's Nat? Do I know Nat?
You don't know Nat. Nat's cool.
I don't know Nat.
She's cool. Yeah, yeah, we could get around here and do. We could have an afternoon of tattoos with Nat.
Will she live near you?
No, she lives an hour sort of that way. You see that? I got poked. Come here and say hello, Bigfoot. The hairy man's
hello,
back.
Mate.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
We were talking about molesting Bigfoot, or Viv was.
You've had it in a while.
Look, you have to put this ear roll in so you can hear.
No, just turn them off. Just take me out.
I don't want to take it out. Oh, hang on.
Where's Terry on about?
Getting Nat round to do tattoos round here. Bigfoot.
No, what's Terry on about? Being there, Viv, very strange place.
I don't know. Where have you been, Terry? He's been somewhere.
You do, Bill. You do have some excellent tattooists.
Oh, Waterloo.
Ah. A mate of mine's been there. What's it like, Terry? I bet it's bloody interesting, though, isn't it? Can't you climb a mound or something, or a tower to look at, and you can see the whole layout of the way the battle unfolded?
Yeah, Arnhem as well would be a good place to go.
Arnhem, yeah. Well, we need to get there, don't we?
We can go and visit Mary while we're out there. I'm sticking you back in so I can hear you better.
I used to work with a guy who was a good friend of mine, actually. He was dropped at Arnhem. His brother got shot there, and he got wounded coming down Pegasus Bridge. I think he was a paratrooper. Pegasus Bridge, I think it was, wasn't it, that they took, bless them. Lost a lot of men, a lot of good men, God bless them.
Yeah.
ABBA. ABBA-dabba-doo. And we're back to the Flintstones.
No, I'm singing ABBA. ABBA songs.
That's what I said. ABBA-dabba-doo. Back to the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Arnhem, but I've not investigated there. I've not been to Alsterbeck. I don't think.
Dan, do you fancy going to Wolf? Oh God, God, Wolf's Lair.
Oh, what? Hitler's.
Wolf's Lair. There's a thing that you can do. Ghost hunts in there. They
They've
sleep up.
got a centre up there, haven't they? I
Yeah,
don't know if I'd want to deal with negative energy like that though.
but it sleeps up to 10 people.
I don't know if I want to deal with that sort of energy though. Would you?
It's history, isn't it?
It's also Nazis, isn't it? Which is terrifying.
Bird fly over Waterloo site.
Waterloo Sunside, yeah.
My wife is old
Oh,
enough.
no, she's on here, Eric. You better be careful, mate. She'll kill you.
Do you know what I was playing? And I'm not ashamed because I love the music. I grew up with it. I just don't like the man. But I was playing Gary Glitter in my car.
See,
That's how
the
old
thing,
I
isn't
am.
it? If somebody's a good artist, it's hard not to.
Apparently, he's been released from prison.
I know.
Again.
He's back out there, isn't he, apparently?
Yeah, that's my song. Do you want to be in my gang?
Oh, I would love that, Bill.
Yes.
I'd love that, Bill. It'd be
Bill.
great to catch up with you, buddy.
Bill, we'll all go together. Me, you, Bill. Only people we like. Can I go dressed as a lunatic? What did they wear? I can dribble quite easily.
I'd do that anyway.
It's called the Singapore theory. If I sort of put it out there and act just like I normally do, might attract some, you never know.
That would be great, Bill. That would be really cool.
Do it. Let's do it. Do you know, I want to go to Atlanta so badly. I really want to go there. We could hang out with Bill.
That would be cool. There's a few places we could go, isn't there, when we're there? We've got to go and see, spend time with William. Go and see Bill. You've got to
Seattle.
catch up. Yeah, got
LA.
to Seattle, catch up, yeah. LA, yeah.
Then we must do New Orleans.
Yeah, oh, I'd love to do that.
I'm not going to
We
go
better
to
do
New
it
Orleans.
before the New World Order decide we're not allowed to fly anywhere.
Do you know what? I'm not going to New Orleans for the spirits or the vampires or the magic or anything like that. I go to New Orleans for the jazz clubs. Sit jazz
now you're talking.
And get ratted.
Proper jazz, some nice bourbon, proper jazz. Just sit there and chill.
Have a drink.
Yeah.
Crawl out of the bar.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a treme. You know when they bury their dead and they do that band and they walk down the street and
That's
they
cool,
dance.
that is.
I'd love to do that.
That's the way to go, isn't it? That's the way to go, isn't it? It's a celebration of life, isn't it?
Yeah, I just have to join in on the end and people will be going, who the fuck are you?
It'd be pretty cool to walk around their cemeteries there as well, because historically, their cemeteries are amazing, aren't they? Because they're all buried above ground, aren't they? Because of something to do with the land is too tough or something. I'm not too sure. Or dig or what have you. I'm not sure how it works, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trans-Allegheny. Yeah, I've not heard of that for a long while, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Yeah, but trouble is, Dan, don't let them leave me in there. Make sure you get me out.
We could bring Ross there.
Oh, Ross would love it there, wouldn't he?
We'd pick him up in Seattle and bring him to the Trans-Allegheny. And he could do his experiment there.
Yeah, but I'm not going naked.
No, I'm not either.
I think he's busy filming the second part of that, isn't he?
He's doing something. Bless him. Oh, yeah. That'd be cool, Bill. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes. The Omen House.
We've been invited to stay round there at the Omen House. We've got to get him back.
We love David Omen, don't we? We absolutely love him. He's an absolute star.
He is.
And one of the nicest people.
Yeah. And he's got such a big heart as well, but he won't stand for no shit.
No, he won't take crap. But he's lovely. He's an absolute... He's a gem, isn't he? He's a gem.
I'd love to get him over here.
I wish we could get him over here as well. Well, there's nothing stopping... Sarah, there's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, come with us.
Come with us.
Oh, Lizard Man.
Oh, now you're
Oh.
talking.
Now, this Lizard Man, they're talking about Lizard Man actually being an alien. But is it alien? Or is it cryptid?
I think they're centre of the earth. Probably find out they're the original Earthlings.
Yeah.
And we've just been thrown here by some, I don't know, some sort of weird experiment.
Water level's too
That's it, Bill. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Let's all go. Von, come with us.
Yeah.
Well, first, I've got to sort out a girls' weekend away with Nettie.
Oh, well done, Terry. Cheers, buddy. That's only 2 hours from Sarah. You must come with us. That's only 2 hours from where
Billy's. Let's
Phil
go.
lives.
Do you know, I'm going to have to spend a month in Atlanta, you know. We've got so much
We need to
do.
go to America for a while, Phil. Chunk of while.
Oh, yes.
No, that's cool.
And we're going to stay at Bobby's house with Bobby and his wife because they're in Florida.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We'll take Bobby out.
Exactly, Bill. Exactly. Can always get to the point where you could ledger a flight for yourself.
Von, meet up with Bill. You might regret that. Bless him.
Love to. I'd love to. Got so many friends over there, haven't we, that we need to catch up with.
Yeah.
Viv?
I know. We need to do an American tour.
Do they not allow you to
Fly? I don't think.
or is it a case? But yeah, I suppose if you've got a medical reason, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll let you.
It's not, it's not your fault, is it? Oh,
Savannah, Georgia. Oh, I'd like to just pay my respects to some of these plantations that had the slaves and things, that the nasty things that went on there. You know, I'd like to go and visit some of that as well, Dan. That would be very somber for me.
Oh, it's sad, isn't it? It's heartbreaking.
It is sad.
Exactly, Annette. Exactly. Yeah. Which is why we have to make a false environment for ourselves.
I think it's 2.5 years.
Yeah.
If the truth be told, because you can hear Dan in the background saying, "Oh, I fancy hiring a vehicle and travelling down Route 66 to see what
that'd be
pops
cool,
up."
wouldn't it? That'd be cool.
We'd be coming and going all the time.
I reckon I could squeeze 2 months.
2 months?
I reckon I could squeeze 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bona fide reason, Sarah.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right, Sarah.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Hi, Marianne.
Hi, Marianne.
Sounds amazing. Just rent an RV.
That'd be cool.
Can you imagine sharing an RV with this one? Viv, makes cup tea. Viv, what's for dinner?
Viv, are we there yet? Are we there yet, Viv? Are we nearly there yet?
Viv, I can't be bothered to drive anymore. Viv,
we'll have to do that thing. Do you remember that poll when they went the Alien?
Oh my God.
It'd be like that, wouldn't it?
You know what? We could rent it and get Bill to come and join us so he could drive it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And Dan on Harleys. What, Harley and sidecar?
I'd be like, I'll tell you what, Terry, do you remember years ago you used to have the Guinness Book of Records and you used to have the big fat bloke on the little moped? That is what I would look like on a Harley.
Wait, I could see you on one of these big choppers, you know, like they've got the 3-wheeler things. Leaning back.
Yeah.
big leather armchair.
And then unfortunately put it in the wrong place and get murdered by a load of Hell's Angels.
What chapter do you belong to? I'm of the cryptid chapter.
Nice.
Yes, lovely. Paul was a good movie.
It was a good movie. I've had them all.
I've had three. I've had all of them, and the flu jab, and I think the flu jab was worse than the other ones.
4 I've had so far.
Marianne wants to know, what's the chat about? What are we chatting about?
Do you know what, Marianne? We started off with an idea in mind, and it just kind of fell apart. So we're just chatting about. We were talking about cryptids earlier on, so we were just chatting about cryptids and the different environments they come from, the sort of interactions that people have had with them, sort of negative or positive. We were talking about the different types of cryptid. Mainly, we were talking about Sasquatch and things like the Dogman. That
And
seems to be
Lizardman.
quite and Lizardman, yeah, it seems to be quite prevalent. Dogman seems to be very prevalent lately, as does Bigfoot. And we were just wondering, it seems to be the last. We know they've been about for centuries, these type of creatures, because obviously people have spoke about them for the last couple 100 years, certainly in America. And we just wondered why the uptake in the last couple of years has been such that they seem to be more prevalent.
Yeah. So,
excellent, Marianne. Excellent. So Marianne is a paranormal investigator. Excellent. Where are you from, Marianne? Exactly, Bill.
What about everything?
We always do that, Eric. Always, don't we?
Listen, Eric, I have been watching on TV the Viking Stone, and it seems like
Have a great time, Bobby. Take it easy, buddy.
Bobby.
Stay safe. Look after yourself.
Mind you go.
Thanks, buddy.
The Vikings were the first to land in America, not these great adventurers and Christopher Columbus and all the rest of them that they claim. Apparently, it looks like the Vikings were the first ones there and trading, and they even built a few monuments that they reckon it's all Viking led. So,
recently as well, within the last couple of weeks, well, certainly I found out of it within the last couple of weeks, they reckon that the Native Americans weren't the actual original settlers in America.
Really?
That there was a tribe before them.
Surprised me.
Obviously, I think that you'll find that the history that we've got in our heads and in our books isn't the reality of what the truth is.
Yeah.
I think it's an entirely different truth. But I think what happens is these people, they go out there, they study these different aspects of the field of history, and they find something, then they get backing up for it financially, and of course then they can't retract what they've said. So what they do is they cover their tracks and they just lie and carry on pushing the agenda, as it were.
Oh, I thought that was my thing on. I had some pictographs of some cryptids that were drawn on a cave that I got from Boring, but that's not it. It was Alcatraz that I had. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've been to Alcatraz.
Oh, I couldn't go. I just couldn't go there. My brother went there. I couldn't go there.
Do you know what? I went to Alcatraz as a tourist. We went on the rock. Lovely day. Damon pissing about like you can imagine kids do. Mum, he said, lock me in solitary confinement and come here with me and all. Funny day. So as we're coming out and you sort of go through a gift shop area, there's this man sitting at a table.
What, in Alcatraz?
Yeah.
Gift shop?
Yeah. There was. Yeah, there was.
What the fuck do they sell in there?
Well, they had this man sitting at a table, and I happened to get in a queue, and I picked up a wristband and a T-shirt. You know, I escaped from Alcatraz.
Alcatraz! I thought you meant. Sorry, I'm thinking of the concentration camps.
No.
Sorry. Yes, Alcatraz. Sorry, beg your pardon. Yeah.
So I'm in this queue, thinking it's the queue to pay for these things that I'm buying. right? So anyway, I get to the end of the queue, and there's a old man sitting at a table, and he's saying, "Oh, hello, what's your name?" I said, "Oh, my name's Viv." He's going, "Biv?" I go, "Biv,
Biv.
Biv,
Biv.
Biv." He's going, "Oh, it's nice to meet you, Biv." Anyway, he's got this book, and he said to Andy, "What's your name?" He said, "Andy." To Andy and Bivd. And he's
Biv.
written a message.
Biv.
He's written a message, and he's handed me this book. So I take it to the till and pay for it. Anyway, this guy, he served time on Alcatraz as a prisoner for armed robbery.
Wow.
And it was his book that he'd written. But I think he was like one of the last that were there before they got taken off and it was decommissioned. But he'd written this story. I ended up buying this man's book, and it had to Andy and Bivd. I'm thinking, you
Did you read it? I bet it was interesting, though, wasn't it?
I've not read it.
I bet it's interesting. They had Capone there, didn't they?
Yeah.
And the Birdman of Alcatraz, wasn't it? I can't think of his name. They reckon he was a piece of work, didn't they? I can't remember the fella's name, though.
That was Burt Lancaster.
Great film. And one of my favourite actors.
Burt
Lancaster. You love Burt Lancaster.
He was a tall man. I reckon he was
what an actor. What an absolute
Bigfoot in disguise.
Actor. He was massive, wasn't he?
Huge man.
Big. You wouldn't want to upset him. I think there was, and I think that's probably when they became extinct.
The Jersey Devil.
You got the Jersey. You have Marianne, yes, the Jersey Devil. That's an interesting cryptid. Yeah.
Oh, look. And Winnebagos.
Winnebago, yes.
Or RVs, and Dan saying, "Viv, make a cup of tea."
I sit in the back with an alien playing cards, and you can drive us around America.
Yeah. With Wild Bill at the wheel.
Wild Bill at the wheel. That would be a recipe, wouldn't it? Us lot, me, you, Wild Bill, driving across by Area 51 in an RV. That would be, the FBI would have us pulled over in no time, wouldn't they?
And Eric, screaming and shouting.
Oh, read above, please.
Read above, right, hang on. Let me go above.
Is that the New Jersey?
The Jersey Devil?
Jersey one, the hot Jersey Devil you're on about, or is it further back? Yes, you paranormal investigator.
Yes, we saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
Not
What did we get?
Biffed.
Biffed. Honestly. Look, I was an idiot. Mind you, he was old, so we let him off. Clint Eastwood. Oh, now he's a dude.
Great actor.
Get an RV and I'll be the driver.
Well, that sounds good to me, Bill.
But Bill, you got to wear a big hat and your dog collar. Just for a laugh. Big hat, dog collar. And I'd have to sit
We would definitely be pulled over by the CIA, wouldn't we, if we went anywhere near Area 51, us lot.
Yeah, but we could say, like, the vicar's going in to sort it out.
The priest.
The priest's going in to bless it.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're talking.
That'd be cool. That would be very cool.
You know what I'd love to play?
Go on.
Astro Creep, White Zombie, or Rob Zombie. I love a bit of Rob Zombie.
Fantastic. Can't beat Rob Zombie.
You missed out my clergy robes. Yeah. Could we pick up a nun's outfit for me? I could shove a couple of pillows underneath it and just make out that, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? I'd get shot at.
What rubber ducks in for?
We would get into trouble, though. We would. Especially if Eric was on board.
Oh, we'd get nicked straight away. The CIA and the FBI, they'd shoot us before they'd let us open our mouths.
Oh. He has a nun's habit on hand.
That's me sorted.
God. I'll just wear a patch over my glasses. and just pretend I can't see nothing. I don't know anything, and I don't swear. Oh, my mouth would get me into trouble. And you know what?
I bet it is, isn't it? I bet it is.
I always forget that people carry guns.
It would be Terry.
I always forget people carry guns. Like road rage, I'm hanging out the window, giving it all the large one, and William had to pull me back in. Viv, remember they carry guns.
They carry guns out there.
I went, oh shit! Okay, do the window up quick. Yeah, you're all right. Yeah, nice day.
that would calm road rage, wouldn't it? If everybody was carrying a gun.
Well, you know what, Dan? This bloke cut William up so badly. I was hanging out of the window, calling him all the W's and the C's and F you, and giving him the fingers, and then William went, they carry guns, Viv.
Yeah. Big guns.
Oh, I'm not scared of him. No, he's got a gun. Just get it back in there.
I'm not frightened of him, but I'm terrified of his gun. Well, I've been in RV with 2 kids. I had one pulled on me a few years ago. Coming from other shopping centre. Over here. And this guy, young guy, probably, I don't know, 25, cuts across the front of me. I threw my brakes on. He's pulled round in front of me. Then he's reversed up. I've stopped because I was shaking because I thought, bloody hell, I nearly hit him. He's got out of the car, I've got out of the car. Then he's gone down into the pocket of the car, pulled out a gun. I don't know if it was real or not, to be fair. I thought, I'm not arguing with that. I went straight to the police station, told the copper. The copper said, what car was it? I said, I didn't take the plate, but I'll tell you what the car was, and I described the guy. And he went, yeah, not really a lot we can do, really.
Do you know what happened to me, Dan?
But you sit there, you fat lazy bastard, and carry on eating your sandwiches and drink your tea.
Do you know what happened to me? Somebody cut me up, or I overtook somebody because I was driving too slow. And then he decided to overtake me and cut me up, put my foot down. We got sort of down the road. There was traffic, was stopping at the lights. And this car just stopped, like well before the traffic lights. So I had to stop behind him. And he got out of the car, walking towards me, carrying, and I see this knife, this blade was about this big. And I thought, shit. And I had a baby in the back. And I thought, I am not going to let him stab me or anything in front of my kid. So I got out of the car. Of course, as soon as I got close to him, I see his eyes, like the pupils were. Oh,
drugs.
So he's going, and what are you going to do? And what? And I went, see you? I said, I bet your mother would be very proud. He went, you don't know my mum. I said, how do you know you don't know? I don't know your mum. I started playing a mind game with him, and I said to him, listen, when I tell your mum what's been going on here, you are not going to be able to drive your dad's car anymore. I thought, he's too young to afford a car like that. It's his dad's. He went, yeah, don't be telling my mum anything, and especially not to my dad. I went, you take your wheels away, you might as well chop my legs off, man. And I said to him, look, do yourself a favour, get back in your car. Let's forget this ever happened. You go your way, I've got to go and do some shopping. He goes, oh, cool, man, I don't want no problems. I went, well, get back in your car then. He got back in his car, drove away. I got back into my car shaking. The car had stopped behind me, had his hazard lights going, filming it on his phone, but didn't get out to help me. And when this guy walked away, he got out of his car and he said to me, are you okay? I went, yeah, some use you were. I said, fuck you. And I got back in my car and went. And I thought, you know what? I handled that situation. The guy that was sitting behind me, forget it. Because the police
people become so disassociated from each other now, what with social media and phones and everything else, that they're not living in the moment anymore, are they? They're living beside it. And so whatever happens is not reality to them anymore. And because they've been so disconnected from each other, due to social media and everything, people are not looking out for each other anymore.
No.
And another thing is as well, is you go to help somebody, you're liable to get arrested. Do you know what I mean?
This poor guy was getting the shit kicked out of him one Friday night. Gang of youths. got in the middle of them, dragged him, got him in the back of the car, drove him straight to A&E. And I said, the person said, do us a favour, just go to A&E, help me get him out of the car, keep the car running. I'm going to literally go in A&E, drop him off and go. Well, you don't want me to park up, but no, let's just go. Got through the doors. I'm literally pulling this dead weight, this kid, through A&E, got through the doors that opened, and it's like you see in the movies, just dropped him. People come running to help, and while they were fussing over him, I slipped out and went.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them thinking that I did it or I was
No.
responsible. No. Anyway.
The problem now, though, is there's cameras everywhere, aren't there?
Yeah, but they put out a call in the newspapers to the people that helped the boy, please come forward, blah, 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 blah. You know.
What was that girl was it in America or somewhere? I can't remember. It might have been America, actually. She got properly sexually assaulted on a train during the day by a guy.
Oh,
Properly.
nobody
Fully. They just sat there.
That's disgusting.
And then there was a guy yesterday that had an argument with a fella in a shop or something, a homeless guy. And the guy sat on the curb. And people were videoing it on their camera phones. Then the guy had gone behind him, pulled a gun out, took it off safety, pointed at his head and killed him.
See, this is what, as well within the paranormal, people are too busy wanting to film everything rather than actually see what's in front of your face. See the good in people, see the good in ghost hunters, see the good stuff. They want it all to be demon, demonic. I got scratched, look at me. I'm a great medium. I can do this, listen to this. It's all rubbish. And I think that's where people go wrong.
I think the problem is as well that people have been stupid enough to allow governments to divide them by creed, colour, race, sexuality, and everything else in between. And what they've done is they've isolated people from each other. Then you throw into the mix social media where everybody's tearing chunks out of each other because you can do that. And all of a sudden, that caring attitude, that love attitude, that looking out for each other attitude is completely decimated.
Yeah.
To the point now where nobody cares. And then, as I say, if you do get involved, you're either going to get stabbed or if you help someone, you're the one who's going to end up in prison.
Yeah.
So people are just not getting involved anymore. You can't tell me that's not a ploy by governments.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that's not a ploy.
Bill says you can't fix stupid.
No, you can't. You can't. You really can't.
So you can, Bill. Send them to a special school. Keep them there. I'll fix them.
It might very well have been. Do you know what, Bill? It might very well have been New York, to be honest.
Oh yeah. So.
Might very well have been New York. Sad. So sad.
Do you know what? Oh, I'd love to be one of those security that sits at Tesco's watching people come out with their basket. You know, like when you get shoplifters. Seriously, I'd launch myself at them and rugby tackle them. It'd be so funny. It'd be a great laugh. I'd love it. I would love it. But the thing is, if I like them or they look like they deserve the stuff,
the trouble is people are trying to feed their families now, aren't they? So I'd probably be showing them out the back door. Fill your basket up and come out this way. Absolutely, Bill. Yes. Absolutely. And people seem to be too stupid to realise that is what's happening. They're segregating us by sexuality, by colour, by creed, by all sorts of stupid things that really don't matter.
Realise if you cut them, they all bleed the same colour, just like us.
Do you know what? It's like Bill Carlin was one of my favourite comedians. Love Bill Carlin, and he said, "It's one big party, and you're not invited." And that's going on about ordinary people and the rich, and it's true. And that was years ago. I mean, he passed away a long while ago, isn't he now? But it was true. It's one big party, and guess what, guys? You're not invited to it. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. People should be there looking out for each other, irrespective.
Yeah.
Pointing each other's differences out is not really going to help.
All eggs in the basket of the perpetrators these days. You can't cause.
It is about feelings and not facts, isn't it, Annette, to be honest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do Do
The
you know
things with
what's
the BLM movement, in essence, that's not such a bad thing. You know what I mean?
it's
But the
what it's
fact they've
turning
got
into.
hijacked and became a
Yeah,
communist vehicle
yeah,
and a leftist vehicle, they've ruined it. But you know what? Everybody should have the right to live and be free and not be harmed or worry.
yeah, yeah. Definitely agree with that one.
You know? Although now that's controversy to say that now.
Apart from Scotland. The English and the Scots always fighting each other.
That guy wasn't even trans, was he? He's just using it. He was using that as an excuse.
Oh, we're going to a party. Is it fancy
Ah,
dress?
that'd be great, Eric.
Can we do fancy dress, Derek? Bell loops. Oh, I love it. I love
Eric,
it.
we're going to take you up on that, mate. We're going to take you up on that.
Yeah, we want to do fancy dress though, Eric. What can we go as, Dan?
I don't know. I want to go.
I
I
know.
want to spend. I want to spend a
No, me and you go as Scully and
Halloween in the
Mulder.
States because they do a
No,
massive
no, me and you can go as
celebration.
Scully and Mulder. You be Scully, the
Scally and
woman.
Mouldy.
Yeah, you be the woman and I'll be the bloke. That'd be hilarious. We're the aliens. We've come to investigate.
Dang needs to be the go as the Monopoly man, said Bill. The poorest Monopoly man you'll have ever seen. That's why my boy's called Fox.
Fox.
After
Mulder.
after the X-Files, yeah.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Yeah. That's why I call him Fox, after Fox Mulder.
Fox Mulder. Do you know there's a name that you don't hear anymore? A good traditional English name. Not
that one.
No, Rex. You don't hear people call
Rex, like Rex
anymore.
Harrison.
It's like Rex is now used for animals, not for,
Yeah.
not for
It's a cool
people.
name, Rex, isn't it? That's a really cool
love
name.
it.
I like all the old names, like Edna.
Edna.
What did my
Ida.
mate he called his daughter? Oh, what did he call her after his grandmother? It was a really old name.
Maud.
Florence.
That's what Tori wants to name her kid, Florence.
It's a lovely name. Florence, lovely name.
T-Rex.
She's proper old-fashioned as well. T-Rex.
That was a good band, that was. T-Rex.
Great T-Rex.
Bit of Mark Bolan. If you ask
Brilliant they were.
nicely, Dan might ride a white swan.
Ride a white swan and sink a white swan. Poor little thing.
Listen, guys in the chat, you wonder why when me and Dan go out ghost hunting, just me and Dan, strange stuff happens.
And it does.
And when you bring other people in the mix, you get nothing.
No, it's weird. We were talking
Isn't
about
that
this, weren't
weird?
we? We were talking about this.
In all the years
Very odd.
I've been doing this, I had never, ever, ever experienced anything so terrifying until I went out with Dan. I mean, bad stuff happens that I say bad stuff to me, but nothing as bad and it's clearly as terrifying as when I went out with Dan. That was just a whim, wasn't it? Let's go here.
If there's one episode that you can say, well, what convinced you of life after death or other dimensions? And then you got to refer to that, haven't you?
Bloody hell. I mean,
there's quite a few I can refer to, but that was up there, definitely.
I can't explain what I saw. I know you saw 2 of them. I saw 4 of them.
3 I saw in the end. I saw that one round the back and 2 that I didn't see the 4th one.
Oh, and there was 4 of them. They came so close, and he was going, "Yeah, it's your eyes," trying to calm me down. And then when I'm saying, "No, Dan, we should go up. No, this is what we come for." But even
we did all right, though. We did all right. I'll tell you what, we've got to go back there soon. We've got to go back there.
Let me take lots of crosses and holy water. And
I have to. I think, yeah. I saw somebody mentioned them the other day about. Somebody said, what was I listening to? It was an American one. There was an American podcast, and they were talking about these spirits that they'd seen around graveyard. And the guy went, well, they were like those things that.
Love you lots, Bill.
Take it
Peace
easy,
and light.
Bill. Take it
And
easy, buddy.
peace out, man.
Take it easy, brother. And they said that they weren't exactly, they were negative. I don't know if they got the wrong end of the stick. I don't know.
So I don't think they were negative.
No, I think they just were. They just were.
I just scared because I didn't know what it was. Never seen
I'd
anything
never
like it
seen
in my
any. Only
life.
seen stuff like that in the movies. Never seen anything like that anywhere else. Only in films. Never
And
seen that.
nobody could blame us like being high on anything or drunk or anything,
No.
because it wasn't just one person that saw it, two people saw it.
And the thing is, as well, when I went back and listened to the EV, because we run a voice recorder, I was sat on the wall near, and you could definitely hear footsteps walk behind us, and we weren't aware of it.
No.
And that was just outside the cemetery, by the wall, and you could hear it in that grass. I suppose what would you call it, glade field bit that was there,
Yeah.
where they put the horses to pasture, and that was very odd. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
Eric's going to get a castle in Scotland. Do you know what? Go and buy one in Wales.
Yeah, you pick them up cheap in Wales, Eric.
In Wales, seriously, what we saw in Wales, oh my God.
Oh, Eric, beautiful.
Oh dear. Wales. Brilliant. Did you have a great time at the Skirrid Inn?
Yes.
It was okay.
It was quiet, but it was all right.
It was all right. They do good food in there.
They do good food and relatively good prices, aren't they?
Welsh sausages, Welsh beef burgers, Welsh.
Yeah, I had a Bevan burger. I think. Did I have a Bevan burger? I think I had, which was lovely. And you had, what did you have? Did you have the sausages? Did you have
sausage and mash?
That looked lovely. That looked really nice.
I tell you what was the best highlight for me of the whole weekend. We went up through one of the passes. I don't know what it's called. And we got to an area where there were wild horses and the sheep. I know the sheep have got woolly fur.
They were brilliant.
Yeah, but the fur was
long hair, wasn't it?
And fluffy, and you could bury your face in it. Go, woo,
they were cute. They were cute.
So cute. But the horses.
They were sweet. Those horses.
If I could have got one in the boot and taken it home.
They were like little Welsh ponies, weren't they? They were gorgeous.
Oh, they were gorgeous.
Really sweet.
It's just.
But the views round there, coming through that pass bit down the coast, around the Welsh coast, was breathtaking, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really was.
So yeah. So you need to go to Wales. Never mind about Scotland. Go Wales. Have a leak. Go searching for dragons. Welsh dragons.
Definitely.
Sarah says she likes Wales.
Oh, it's lovely, Sarah. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Terry loves Wales.
Yeah, Terry. Yeah, it's great Wales, isn't it, Terry? Oh, superb. He was meant to be on here tonight. He'll be on next week, though.
Tony Stackwell will be on next week.
Tony Stackwell will be on next week. As I say, he was fresh from a working men's club in Rotherham, where he got beaten up for being effeminate, and but he's getting over it now. And he crossed messages, and he gave the wrong message to the wrong person. Of course, that kicked off.
Oh yes, it's St David's Day today.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yes.
Well, happy St David's Day to all and sundry, and particularly the Welsh.
Happy St David's Day. All you daffodil lovers, have a leak and go and look for red dragons.
Oh, I forgot that. You do live in Wales, Sarah. I totally forgot that. Yes. Well, that name, Davies, you've got to be Welsh. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, Kylie. She's Davies as well, isn't she? She loves Wales.
Yeah, and Terry's Terry Davison. I wonder if Davison's Welsh.
Yeah, must be.
Must be, mustn't it? Craigie Castle. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Got to be with that name, Sarah. What with Davies?
Can you imagine a real typical Welsh name like Blodwyn Davies? Blodwyn is a Welsh name.
They call things like Tom the Call. It's like Tom the Coal Miner, Tom the Call. Was it John's the Butcher? That was Dad's Army, wasn't it? John's the Butcher.
Yeah. Great places.
Wales is beautiful. Wales is lovely.
Yeah. We've had some bad experiences in Wales, but my majority, the most of
Yeah,
it good.
people have always been nice, haven't they?
Yeah.
People have always been really nice and
Yeah,
friendly.
they laughed at me when I fell down the stairs.
We all laughed at you when you fell downstairs.
Come down the stairs, last 3 steps, fell. And there's people sitting by the bar watching with their beers, and they just like see me go. And as I come round and I see them, they said, "Oh, did you have a nice trip there?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "It was terrible." But you see me save myself. It was so funny. We ended up just chatting until it was drinking up time and gone. You know, it was great. Loved it.
It was, and people were really, really friendly, really nice.
Yeah. Another great holiday to have to learn about. You know, the UK have more holidays than
I bet
America.
they
You're
do. Bet they
joking.
do.
You're joking. They have Independence Day,
Christmas,
Christmas,
ha-
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving, half. I know it's harvest. That's Thanksgiving, I suppose, isn't it? Out there, it's
Thanksgiving, and then they have
breaking bread with
Ground,
the natives.
Groundhog Day.
Is that in certain states Groundhog Day, or is that across the board?
I don't know. And then they have Veterans Day and
Veterans Day.
Labour Day.
We've got one for the coronation this year, haven't we?
Oh yeah, God Save the King. I think he's a good king. I like him. President's Day.
Oh, they have President's Day in America, don't they? Yeah, I forgot about that.
Can you imagine us having a day off to celebrate all the British prime ministers? There'd be riots, wouldn't there?
Oh, we'd have one every 2 days.
The amount of prime ministers we have.
Countries
Oh
fall
my
apart
God.
at the seams.
It is.
This country. President's Day. Sarah
Oh,
says President's Day.
yeah.
Do you know what? I didn't realise, Sarah, you could have come on that with us.
No, she just buried one of her relatives. So
Oh, bless you.
yeah.
Oh, bless you.
But
Well, next time we
will
go,
go.
Sarah, we will definitely give you a shout.
Yeah. Let's go ghost hunting on Barry Island.
This is not much of a ghost hunt on Barry Island. It's the fairground, isn't it?
I don't know, there must be ghosts there.
It's old enough, isn't it?
Yeah,
We'll definitely give you a shout, though, Sarah, next time.
definitely.
With the Scared In. Promise.
Prime Minister's Day, yeah, we called fucking Idiot's Day.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? Get rid of. Who said that?
Nettie. We should have a national fucking Idiot's Day.
We should, all the bloody MPs and all of them.
Oh God, I love it. Oh, Nettie, she's brilliant, isn't she?
Oh, bless you, Sarah. You're welcome. We definitely will. Promise you, we will. Yeah, it's true. Excellent. Well done, Sarah. Definitely get that sorted.
That's the castle I was talking about on Barry Island. Berry Island or Barry Island? Barry Island is Wales, not Scotland. We need to get Eric away from Scotland. Too many Scottish up there.
You're not keen on the Scots, Viv, are you?
They're all right. I mean, well, I love Lo.
That's it.
Yeah, but she's an abnormal Scot, though, isn't she?
All Scots are abnormal. That's why I love them. I feel at home amongst them.
They want to do the Highland Fling.
The Highland Fling.
It's a bit like
It is in Wales, Eric.
Irish dancing.
It is. The Irish dancing, yeah.
Lois is great. Yeah, she is, isn't she? I love Lo.
Yeah, Lo's lovely.
She's
Lo's
like my
lovely.
little adopted daughter that I never wanted. She's like a
she's
bad
a-
smell. She just hangs around.
She's a sweetheart. It's like, I'll tell you what, she's brilliant. She's been brilliant for us.
Oh, we love her to bits.
Been brilliant for us. Absolute brilliant.
Yeah.
Jamie, not so much.
Oh, no.
No,
Well,
Jamie's great. Jamie's great.
I found a better looking Jay.
Oh, what have you got?
Paul Mould's Jay is a better looking Jay.
Oh, have you got rid of our Jay now and you're bringing Paul's Jay in? Is that what you're doing? Switching round now?
Eye candy. Shh, don't tell our Jay. Shh. He wants to bend me up like a pretzel as it is. Anyone's got any pretzels that they don't want? If you can put them in the
They are
post,
lovely, Von. They are nice.
send them to us. We'll get them to Jay.
Oh, he does love a pretzel, that boy.
He does love a
If you
pretzel.
send them out in the shape of sticks, he'll bend them himself, won't he? He loves it. He's bends like a pretzel, Winters.
Bend you like a pretzel.
Oh, so you got to deflate me first.
Scots have been always so friendly and welcome. Welsh people have just been just as lovely.
Yeah, they are.
They are generally.
They are.
Do you know my most favourite comedian of all time is a Scotsman? Well, he's
Billy
actually
Connolly.
a Glaswegian, yeah.
Billy Connolly, yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
The big
man.
year, he's not very well, bless him, is he?
No. I bought his autobiography actually, and I'm really enjoying it.
Was that a recent buy or?
Well, when I put my car in to not get
Oh, he's got that. Yeah.
I bought that book.
I bet it makes for interesting reading.
It explains about windswept and interesting.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, what it is.
He had a hard life to start, didn't he, Billy? He was,
did, yeah.
he was working on shipyards or something, wasn't he, or the docks or something. He was like a steel presser or something, wasn't he? Really tough job.
And his mum left him, and he was shoved to this person, that person, and yeah, it's terrible. But what a legend that guy is, and he's made talking about things that people wouldn't dare to talk about. It's a bit like us, really. We talk about shit that people don't.
We just chat crap.
Well, yeah, that's what he did, really. Or he
Nobody
called
takes offence at us because they haven't got a clue what we're going on about.
Dan, you need
I
to get.
think Dan said something racist, but he said it so stupidly. Who could be offended?
You need to get some banana boots.
What are they?
The big banana boots that look like they're a banana being peeled. You just put them on your legs.
I've never seen them.
Billy Connolly's banana boots.
Is that what he's going on about? His banana boots?
Banana boots.
So Annette says she started off in labour laughing at Billy Connolly.
Doesn't surprise me.
He is a legend, Sarah. I'm the client.
Right. You know, when you see him, when he does these, when he used to do theatre tours, I went and saw him 3 times. And it was in the early 90s. I went with my best friend. We bought 2 tickets. I said, come on, I said, I'll do with a good laugh. Let's go and...
Oh, that was music at its height then, wasn't it, in the early 90s?
So, because she was faffing around, by the time we got trains and got to Hammersmith Odeon, everyone else had been in their seat. Oh, for God's sake, we're going to be late now. They're going to pick on us when we go. Anyway, so we got there. He hadn't gone on stage yet. Everyone was in the auditorium. So she goes, oh, wait there a minute. I want to buy a drink. I can't go in there without a drink. I'm thirsty. So we're queuing up to get some Coke and that. Anyway, and I just happened to turn, and this bloke walks in, and I did a double look, and I went, that's Billy Connolly. No, fuck off, is it? He's not going to come out he's not going to walk through the audience like that. He's going to be backstage. I went, that's Billy Connolly. And as he walked past, he just grinned, just nodded and grinned. And it's like, yeah, all right then, mate, you know. And watching back now after all these years, he walked in through the front and just walked past people and they don't realise it's him.
You're not looking for him there, are you, I suppose? You're not taking notice.
No. And we were laughing so much, I ended up with the St John's ambulance because I hold, as you know, Dan, I hold my breath when I
hyperventilate.
Yeah, and I sort of fainted because I didn't have enough oxygen going through, and I fell backwards off a thing and ended up on the floor. Of course, St John's ambulance are there, put me in a wheelchair, took me round into the foyer in their little room, trying to stick an oxygen mask and telling me to sit still. And I'm like, get off, I'm missing the show. Like, ran back in there. You need to sit here quietly. I'm going, you need to shut your mouth. I said, I've paid good money to go and see this guy.
I'm not going to miss it.
I'm watching him. I'm not missing him. It was funny. It was a good night.
Blimey, it's nearly 10 o'clock.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Blimey, Dan.
Shot round. That was a good, what's that, nearly 2 hours?
2-hour record.
Sorry, everybody.
I know.
Sorry. Let's get through these.
Yes.
Yeah, I bet
Buy
it
it.
is, Von.
Buy it. I fully recommend it.
Oh, I love Monty Python. Now you're talking, Eric. Yeah, purple beard.
Dan's going to
Yeah,
get
he
one.
used to dye them, didn't he? He used to dye his beards. Yeah. I bet that'd shorten the journey, listening to him.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to have a look at that. So have we, Sarah. It's been lovely to have your company. It's been lovely to have everybody's company.
Watch next week when we get Tony Stackedwell in. I suggest no makeup and plenty of tissues. That's all I can say.
You're right, Tony.
That's all I can say.
I am, Dan. I'm not bad, lad. I've got, nursing a bit of a black eye with a minor at me, but you sure you're all right? I'm all right, Dan. Speaking to the dead. I'll be speaking to the dead next week. Tell them, Dan, that I'll be speaking to the dead.
I will do. I'll definitely.
No, tell them now, Dan.
I will. Yeah, he just told me that he'll be speaking to the dead next week, so sure you tune in for it.
But you won't want to miss it.
No, you won't.
On Bond's message. Don't put it up. Tell Jane. Oh, Eric's
Spirits coming close now. Spirits are with me now.
Right, next week, guys.
Yeah.
Take it easy, you lovely lot, and we'll speak to you next week. Well, we're on Tuesday, aren't we, Viv?
We're on Tuesday. There's no frighteners this week because they're having a well-earned break. I think there might be on tomorrow night with To the Grave and Back Again. So join Lois, Rosie and Nick for a great night. I don't know what they're talking about, but it will be good. It's always good with Lois and Nick and Rosie on.
Oh, I've got a spirit. It's coming inside me.
Stop it.
Right. We'll speak.
On that note, before we go
see you
down
next week, everybody. See you later. Take it easy, you lot.